Is there any biblical impediment to a determination, a judicial determination, being made by a body which includes women, although the elders thereafter may respond in terms of the as the decision maker in relation to what happens to someone after a decision has been made as to the truth or not of an allegation?
That's a good question. Could I just mention first, Your Honour, something, please bear with me on this. The judicial system that Jehovah's Witnesses use is not in competition with the criminal justice system. We respect that, and we feel that that's something that the community needs to make use of. But also, if I can just highlight, any victim is not viewed as someone that needs to stand before a judicial committee. They did not do anything wrong. They're the ones that have been victimized. They need the help. Now, to answer your question directly, women can be involved in this very sensitive area, but biblically speaking, the role of judges in the congregation, it lays with men. That's what the Bible says, and that's what we endeavour to follow.
Can you give me the reference for that?
Yes. In the scriptures,
that is judges being only men. Not elders, but judges being only men.
Okay, I would have to check it. I think Deuteronomy is one of them. But with regard to 1 Timothy chapter 3, 1 Timothy chapter 3, and I'm sure Your Honour, you're very familiar with this. In verse 1, the statement is trustworthy. If a man is reaching out to be an overseer, he is desirous of a fine work. The overseer should therefore be irreprehensible, a husband of one wife, moderate in habit, sound in mind, orderly, hospitable, qualified to teach, not a drunkard, not violent, but reasonable, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money, a man presiding over his own household in a fine manner, having his children in subjection with all seriousness. In biblical times, the same expression that is used for elder is also used for older man. And when we're translating, of course, that is my field, sometimes it is hard to decide whether it means elder as in a position or older man. But definitely when it speaks of judges at the gates in Israel, we're talking about older men. But I apologise, Your Honour, seeing that you asked this question, I cannot give you the exact scriptural reference, but we'll be happy to do that.
We would appreciate it, because one possible modification to meet this issue of the lack of women as judges of allegations brought forward by women against men may be a modification of your process to include women in the judicial determination step. You understand?
I do understand, Your Honour, and we will make sure you get those references.
And can you understand how a woman, a young woman, any woman might feel when allegations which she makes of having been sexually assaulted by a male are determined exclusively by men? In the context of a police station, I can understand that, Your Honour, but please, may I also mention, the role of these elders, they are friends of those in the congregation. Their role is to shepherd, help, care for. And so although perhaps a young person may feel that way, and we would do everything we can within the Bible parameters to make sure that that is eased so that a person isn't put in that very difficult situation. But still, ultimately, the decision, maybe without that person, would be made. And the decision is not concerning the criminality. That is the criminal system. The decision is concerning the spiritual cleanliness of our congregation and the rehabilitation of those that commit sins. That's to concentrate on the abuser. But what I'm talking about is the position of the person who's been abused. Do you understand?
I do understand that.
See, all that you've just said is talking about it from only one perspective, you see? So from the other perspective, with a victim, the main thing for us is helping, supporting, and guiding, and women will be involved with that. You see, the Judicial Committee is not judging the victim. The elders in the congregation and the women in the congregation have the obligation to give full support to any victim.
Well, that may be so, but the point I was seeking to have you address was, can you understand how a woman might feel when allegations which she brings forward against a man in the congregation are considered and judged entirely by men?
Obviously I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't like to speak on their behalf, but the two of us, I'm sure, could understand from what has been expressed and believe that perhaps there would be a hesitancy there.